Hey everybody, welcome to Studio 64. My name's David. I've been searching the interzones for more science, space and tech news to share with you. Came across this at Heritage Daily. Yes, an Alemannic chamber grave discovered in Gerstetten. This is very interesting, actually. Very interesting indeed. Archaeologists from the State Office for Monument Preservation in the Stuttgart Regional Council have discovered an Alemannic chamber grave in Gerstetten in Germany. Absolutely fascinating. I'm not a scientist myself. I love all kinds of science, and archaeology is one of my favourites. This will be really interesting. Now, the Alemanni, meaning all men, were a confederation of Germanic tribes first mentioned in AD 213 by the Roman historian Cassius Dio. Now, the Alemanni emerged on the east bank of the Rhine River, where they inhabited a series of territorially defined pagi, or cantons. Now, archaeologists from Archaeo-BW have been conducting research excavations in the small town of Gerstetten in preparation for a new housing development. Now, excavations have revealed a wooden construction containing the skeletal remains of an Alemannic male. Now, within the burial are funerary offerings and ceramic glass vessels, a small decorated comb, and a high-status glass cup that likely originates from the nearby late Roman fort of Guntia, Gunzburg. Yeah, interesting. According to a press statement by the Stuttgart Regional Council, there are very few early Alemannic graves in Baden-Württemberg. That they are usually found in small groups of 5 to 12 graves. It cannot be ruled out that further graves will be found in the area to the south, as this area has not yet been investigated. Now, the finds were transported to the State Office for Monument Preservation in Esslingen, where the two ceramic vessels have already been restored. That's really interesting, isn't it? Yeah, I sort of love archaeology. I sort of love this stuff because it makes you sort of wonder, what people were thinking at the time and, in their daily lives, and, the different kinds of funerary rites that we've had over the eons. It just makes you think. It's excellent. One man's rib bones has been sampled for radiocarbon dating and sent directly from the excavation site to a laboratory in Mannheim. The results confirm the typological dating of the grave goods, indicating that the man likely died between AD 263 and 342. That's really interesting. Absolutely amazing. And we got a little video here. This is on another grave that was found in Germany, where they used DNA to help identify the remains of the person that was there. It's quite fascinating. Let's check it out, and we'll carry on the conversation when we come out the other side.
In 1962, an Alemannic burial site containing human skeletal remains was discovered in Niederstaatsingen, Baden-Württemberg, Germany. Researchers at the Urich Research Center in Bozen-Bolzano, Italy, and at the Max Planck Institute for the Science of Human History in Jena, Germany, have now examined the DNA of these skeletal remains. This has enabled them to determine not only the sex and the degree of kinship of those people but also their ancestral origins, which provides new insights into societal structures in the early Middle Ages. The results of this study demonstrate that genetic research can complement research made by archaeologists and anthropologists through more conventional methods. The research was featured on the front cover of the academic journal Science Advances. Archaeologists recovered 13 human skeletons, the remains of 3 horses and some excellently preserved grave goods of diverse origin. This burial, which was discovered near a Roman road not far from Ulm, is considered one of the most important Alemannic gravesites in Germany. The site consists of individual and multiple graves, from which it was hypothesized that the individuals had not all been buried at the same time. The molecular genetic investigations have now brought new details to light about the individuals and their final resting place in this high-ranking warrior-type burial. Using DNA analysis, the researchers were able to reconstruct maternal as well as paternal kinship. On the basis of tooth samples, the scientists could ascertain that 5 of the individuals were either first or second-degree relatives. In addition, the deceased displayed a variety of patterns of genetic origin, indicating Mediterranean and Northern European roots. These results prove the existence of remarkable transregional contacts. The fact that they were buried together also indicates a link between the families and their entourage which went beyond death, explains Niall O'Sullivan, who did his doctorate at Urich Research and carried out some of the analyses at the Max Planck Institute for the Science of Human History in Jena. In this context, the grave goods, with which the multiple graves were adorned and which are of Frankish, Lombard and Byzantine origin, are also very interesting. Their diverse origin in combination with the new genetic data indicates a cultural openness and demonstrates how members of the same family were receptive to different cultures. In addition to the kinship analysis, the researchers also determined the sex of the individuals using molecular testing. One of the skeletons had a gracile physique and thus could not be clearly classified as male or female. Anthropologists determine the sex of skeletal remains by using specific physical sexual characteristics, but if the bones of certain body areas are missing, then this will make gender determination much more difficult. DNA analyzes open new paths in this respect, and in this specific case we were able to identify the young individual molecularly as a male, and thus exclude the possibility that we were dealing with an early medieval female warrior, explains Frank Mexner, microbiologist at the Institute for Mummies and the Iceman at Urich Research. The considerable advances which have been made in molecular genetics in recent years allow thus far unanswered questions to be raised again and for historical as well as archaeological findings to be added to. This research into the burial site at Niederstaatsingen is a textbook example of how we can support archaeologists and anthropologists with new methods, in order to delve deeper into unanswered questions in a regional context, says Mexner in conclusion.
Love to hear your thoughts on this. And if there are any archaeologists out there, please feel free to comment, because it's this sort of thing that, I love to get insights from people who are actual scientists, because I'm not a scientist myself. And I just love all science and sharing it with everybody. Yeah. Incredible. Certainly makes you think, doesn't it? Yeah. All right, well, my name is David. Thanks for joining me for another Studio 64 Science, Space and Tech News update. I shall see you in the next one. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. If you're up for it, drop a comment down below the video, because I'd love to hear what you think. All right, take care, and as I always say, if you can't be good at it. And as I also always say,
a most fascinating thing happened.
5, 4,